Let me tell you how I ended up with the vocabulary that no one else uses. Not because I sat down one day and decided to coin terms, not because I wanted to make things harder than they needed to be, but because I kept running into concepts that felt real. Real functional concepts that the existing language just didn't have a strong enough container for. And when you spend enough time as a content consumer, a serious content consumer, a high intensity content consumer, you start noticing things that the standard vocabulary doesn't see. That's what this session is about. I'm going to walk you through three of the most load bearing terms in the as an aggregator framework: consume digest, hypergraph, and linguistic point plane vector. I'm going to tell you where each one came from, why I needed it, and why the existing alternatives didn't cover what I was actually talking about. And then I'm going to be honest with you about what it means that this vocabulary is hard, who it's for, and what it loses if you try to translate it into plain language. What happened is that I kept running into concepts that needed names. I kept encountering real, functional, operational distinctions that existing vocabulary was too blunt to capture. The vocabulary exists because precision demanded it, not because gatekeeping was the goal. And if you decide it's not for you, that's information. That's framework selecting its audience, not by design, as an emergent consequence of precision. I said it. If you can't get on board with the heuristics, with consume digest, with hypergraph, with linguistic point plane vector, with culture commentary, with macro breakout cycle, micro breakout cycle, then as an aggregator probably isn't for you. The heuristics, the vocabulary, the scaffolding to understand what you've already been doing and to do it with intention. The terms don't disappear in plain language. They don't simplify. If you tried to translate this framework into plain language, no consume digest, no hypergraph, no linguistic point plane vector, no culture commentary, no macro breakout cycle, no micro breakout cycle, you would lose the conceptual scaffolding that makes these distinctions valuable at all. What it loses is everything.